Hi fabulous artists! Welcome back to another video of Art with Ms. Nelson. So I don't know about you, but when I woke up this morning, I looked outside my window and I noticed that it was really cloudy and gloomy out. It's not raining just yet, but I bet that it'll rain probably sometime this afternoon. And I know when the weather is like that, I love to do puzzles. So I thought it would be so much fun today if we made a puzzle together using a piece of cardboard. So here is just an old box I found in my cabinet that used to have popcorn in it, a pair of scissors, and some markers. So you can use whatever kind of markers you want. I just happen to have some Sharpies laying around at home, some permanent markers. So go ahead and find those materials and we can go ahead and get started. Hi friends! So here I am in my new studio space. From last time I decided I wanted to change my studio space up a little bit, and you can certainly do that too. Remember, your studio space can be wherever you want, as long as it's okay with your grown-up. So here are my materials. You can, of course, get a little bit creative with your materials if you don't have the same ones that I do. Instead of scissors, we can show you how to rip the box instead when it comes time to make our puzzle. Instead of markers, if you happen to have paint or if you have some crayons, that would certainly work as well. So don't feel like you can't do this project if you don't have the exact materials. The first thing you need to do is you need to take your cardboard box and we're just going to cut away some of these flaps that we don't really need. And we need to decide what shape we want our puzzle to be. I think I want my puzzle to be a square shape. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut a square piece of cardboard out. Now, if you want to, you can certainly undo the bottom of your box and make it flat so it's a little bit easier to cut. So there's my first step, figuring out what size you want your puzzle to be and cutting it out so that it's flat. And if you are someone who doesn't have scissors at home, you can certainly rip your box. It'll rip a little bit easier on the parts that are folded. And most boxes have this part that is kind of glued together, so I just happen to found that. And I think this one, I'll make two puzzles to show you, is going to be a rectangle shape. So we need to flip our boxes over, or our puzzles over, so it is the side that is originally on the inside of the box. So this is the side that will probably have, I hope, have no words. It might be the color brown, it might be the color white. No matter what color it is, it should definitely work for our puzzle. So now this is the time, if you were someone who has paint at home, you can, if you wanted this to be white and it was a different color, you can paint it white, or you can even paint your whole beautiful picture on here, which I'll talk about in 1 second. But if you have paint, now would be the time to add it. For those of us using markers or crayons, now we have the important job of deciding what we want our puzzle to look like. Remember how I said it was a really dark, gloomy day outside today where I am? Well, I wanted to make a picture about spring, because spring makes me feel really happy. And so now that I decided that I want my puzzle or my picture to be about spring, all I need to do is draw that picture. So yours can certainly be about other things too. It could be about your favorite place in the entire world. It could be about your favorite things. You can even do one about maybe the alphabet or spelling a bunch of words that you know. You can make your picture about anything you want. So right now I'm just making some grass. And I'm going to go all the way across. Now, to be a good puzzle maker, you really have to draw a picture that goes together. So as you are working and coloring in your design for your puzzle, I would encourage you to draw big and color in some areas so that the person, ooh, I still need this, so that the person who's going to do your puzzle knows kind of some hints about where everything goes. So I'm just going to go ahead and make some flowers. I'm making some leaves for my flowers that go off to the side. And I think I want my flowers to be red. So I'm going to make some petals. Just like that. And if you're making flowers with me, remember your petals can look however you want them to. Maybe your petals kind of round out a little bit more. Maybe you're making a rose. I'm going to color in my petals, keeping in mind my trick to make a good puzzle, drawing big and coloring in a lot of spaces. One more flower to go for me. And now on the inside of my flower, I'm going to put just a little circle, because I see sometimes flowers have that too. Now let me think, what else would be good if I'm making a picture about spring? What else might you see in spring? I know I might see a sun, so I think I'm going to actually use my black marker and draw a circle. Then I don't actually have a yellow Sharpie at home, but I do have a yellow highlighter. So if you're someone who might want to use markers, but you don't really have markers at home, maybe you can ask your grown-up to use a highlighter. That's something that they might have. Let's see, what else could I add? I know. I can add some lines for maybe a fun little bumblebee that I will put right here. Keeping in mind I'm drawing big, my little striped bumblebee. And this would be a good hint as to where things are in my puzzle. I'm going to use my yellow highlighter marker to color in that part of my bee. Let's see, is there anything else that I can add? I don't know, this looks pretty finished to me. So, like I said before, I'm going to work on my other puzzle now. You can certainly write words or letters on your puzzle. This is different from our last project where I know I said to kind of stay away from words. So what's like a fun phrase we could write together? Oh, I know one. We could do I'm going to switch to my red marker. Heart. Remember, I'm coloring it in. I'm drawing big. And then I'm going to write you. I'm going to add some cool designs around it to kind of help whoever I give this puzzle to know where things are. So you could write a secret message maybe to someone who you're going to give the puzzle to. Alright, so our next step is we have to use our scissors. And now we have to make some puzzle pieces. So your puzzle pieces, the only rule I have is when you start cutting, you have to make sure that you don't cut any teeny tiny pieces. Your pieces should be pretty much like as big as like 2 of your fingers. Miss Nelson's finger is a little bit bigger, but try and think about that, like 2 of your fingers. You could make little notches in your puzzle like this, where it has a little part that's curvy. You could make puzzle pieces that are different shapes. Sometimes it's round, sometimes it's not. Hey, do you know what kind of shape this is called? Let's see, it doesn't have a name. It reminds me of something from real life. It's an organic shape. And I'm just gonna keep going, cutting up my beautiful picture that I drew, knowing that even though I'm cutting it up, that this is a puzzle. So it'll be definitely put back together by you or someone you know. And if you're someone who doesn't have scissors at home, you can actually rip the pieces of your puzzle instead of cutting them. Just make sure to not rip teeny tiny little pieces. So once you cut all your pieces, now you can challenge yourself by trying to put them back together. And just like a puzzle, your pieces will fit all together. You just have to match up your pictures in the edges that you cut. Maybe that one goes there. Oh, there we go. Almost forgot that piece. And there's my finished puzzle. Now it's time to do the one I made without scissors. Let's see. Do you remember what this puzzle said? I heart you. Alright, my fabulous artists, that was our video for today. I hope you had fun learning how to make a puzzle from a piece of cardboard, scissors, and some markers. I would love to see your puzzles. So if you want to share them with me, go ahead and email me at this link right here, and I'll also put my email in the description. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you have fun making some puzzles. I'll see you next time. And here are some wonderful pictures I got of those monoprints we did last week. Aren't these super cool? They did such a great job. Bye!